Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Hybrid Driven. You may notice we're at a gas station right now, $3.29 a gallon. However, we have a full tank, and we don't need any gas in the awesome Toyota Prius. I'm getting right now, according to the running average, 40.6 miles per gallon. Of course, that varies wildly depending on your trip and how you drive during that trip. It will show you every time you turn the car off what your fuel economy was while you were driving around. So it's pretty cool. It keeps going up for me, so I suspect someday I might actually get up to the maybe close to 50 miles per gallon. It depends. Anyway, like I said, out here cruising around. I love this car. It is absolutely awesome. And this is coming from a previous Toyota Prius disliker. I'll say disliker because I didn't hate the car, but I was not a fan of it. It honestly was the butt of many jokes that I've made on my other channel, Rob Motive, because I just didn't care for the power of it. I mean, it was a dog. 0 to 60 in like, I don't know, 10, 12 seconds, whatever. And ugly. I never really cared for the appearance of the car either. That, of course, is a personal preference thing. We all like different things, right? So that's just kind of what I figured about it, or how I felt about it. This one, I love. It's amazing to me what Toyota has done with this car. I don't know how it could be any better looking than it already is. Maybe other than getting rid of the chrome or alloy silver wheels. I'm not a big fan. Look at that plane. Looks like it's going to sit down. I don't know if you guys can see that. Looks like it's going to sit down right there in the field, right? That's a plane coming in for a landing. We're near an airport. But anyway, they could get rid of the silver wheels. Now, some of you may say, what do you mean you don't like silver? What in the world are you talking about? You're driving around in a silver Prius. Well, unfortunately, this car is so hard to get, I didn't have a choice. It's not like I could go to the lot and walk the row and pick the color that I wanted. Honestly, if I could have, I would have gone probably the blue, red, that mustard color that's available only in Canada. That is an awesome color. I definitely would have gone for that. I hope that they bring that around sometime in the future, because I will be going to the Prius Prime eventually, probably a year or two from now, honestly. But I would love to have this car in that color. I think it is awesome. Now, the silver is growing on me. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate it. And with the black accenting and stuff on this car, it does look pretty darn good. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think the looks of it alone is awesome. No matter what color you get, it's just such a striking car. They did such an excellent job. And you know, I think that's kind of interesting, because I have heard rumor that Toyota is trying to maybe reinvent themselves a little bit and create cars that are better looking, cars that more people want, a broader audience, if you will. And I think they really did that with this Toyota Prius. It is simply awesome. Like I said, one of the, I think, best looking cars on the road right now. And it's funny, I went the other day, I had the windows tinted, and I've heard this a few times on the channel, people talking about how it looks like a Tesla. And the first thing that the guy said, it was the first Prius they've ever tinted, but the first thing that he said is it looks like a Tesla. And I don't know if I really see it or not. Maybe if you're looking at it from the front, I guess, but I don't know if I really agree with that or not. Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't matter to me. I do like the Tesla, at least the bigger version. All right, we have a funeral procession apparently. So the cop waved me on. They have an escort, but they waved me on. So I guess that means I can go when the police say you can go, right? Hopefully there's not one following them up from the rear. And somebody back there had completely stopped. Is it disrespectful to drive on a 4-lane road next to a funeral procession? I don't mean to be, but I honestly don't know. So hopefully not. Anyway, love this car. I think it is absolutely awesome. I thought I would give you guys another little bit of a POV video today because it just is so fun to drive. And that's another thing. Whoever would have thought that about a Toyota Prius, right? I think the research that I did before I got the car, and of course I saw a lot about the Prius itself, was how slow and unexciting it was to drive, boring to drive. Well, again, Toyota has certainly solved that problem. They have made this car fun to drive. If you've got the all-wheel drive version, mine, this one is the Limited. It's the all-wheel drive, and 0 to 60 in it is 7 seconds. I mean, pretty darn good for a Prius. I realize that's not a race car or anything, but for a Prius, that's pretty darn good. And I have to say, it's faster than a lot of the decades, granted, old sports cars out there. So kudos to them again. They did an excellent job on this car. Now, we're going to drive just a little bit further, going to pull up to a stop. I'm going to let off the gas just so you guys can see. I've got the graphic of how or what the power usage is in the Prius. You guys can see right there. Right now, we're actually running on EV only, so I'm using no gas right now, just the EV portion, traveling at 47 miles an hour. And I found even up to 55 miles an hour, you can still run on EV only as long as you're not constantly adjusting the accelerator, which I know a lot of us like to do. It's kind of hard to keep the accelerator steady at one level when you're just out driving around, particularly on higher speed roads, but I've gotten used to it. There you could see the rear motor kicked in. Anyway, just wanted to get on, kind of talk about the car a little bit, give you a little bit more of a POV style video. Love this car. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. You know, if you're looking for a daily driver, commuter type car, or even something to go out and have a little bit of fun in, this car checks both boxes. It's fun to drive, and it is excellent on fuel economy. We're almost up to 41 miles per gallon now, just out cruising around. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the new Toyota Prius. Something you'd consider buying, or nope, it's still a Prius. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.